Well, from the farm to your plate, RFD-TV is launching a brand new show. We're excited about it, highlighting the journey of food production. Where the Food Comes From will premiere January 20th, and it's hosted by a familiar face. Southeast Produce Weekly's Chip Carter joins us now in studio. Many of our viewers are already familiar with you. We love your work. We love featuring your stories right here on Market Day Report every week. But this is a brand new show. How did the idea for the project actually come about, Chip?
Christina, number one, I am so thrilled to be here this morning. This is a homecoming for me. This has been a march. The first thing I have to say is thank you, RFD-TV. 4 years ago, I just kind of strolled through the door and y'all said, well, why don't you try this? And several years of news later, here we go with a brand new show. I grew up in little farm towns. My dad was a minister, and every 2 or 3 years we'd move to another little farm town. So I'm from it. My grandparents were all farmers. My father's parents were gentlemen farmers, which means they paid other people to do the work. And my mother's parents were sharecroppers, so they were out. They were the ones doing the digging and doing all that. So it's in my blood and it's in my roots. I spent 20 years in the mainstream media with Chicago Tribune, the Washington Post, AOL, and I saw these stories. I saw a history. I saw a legacy that was going away. I was unwilling to let that go away, but I also saw an incredibly progressive, forward-looking industry made by just the best people in the world.
Can't say that enough.
And these stories were untapped. They were untold in the mainstream media. So I had a brand new canvas to paint on. I think Tim would appreciate the painting reference
sure he would.
there. So as I traveled, I started 12 years ago on this journey, and I traveled nonstop across all of North America. And I've smelled Gilroy and garlic California in the summertime and pulled fresh Vidalia onions out of the ground in the springtime, and I've seen the hot houses in Canada. And as I traveled, I started to connect dots, and I realized the people who, y'all are all too busy out there working to take time and see how it all fits together.
Or to share that voice, which is what you're so great at doing, is sharing the farmer's voice, which is so important. It's a voice that needs to be heard, especially right now.
It's a true heart project, and what we're trying to do, the show is very much centered on the farm, but we're also showing all of the pieces. We're dealing with the issues that farmers face. We're dealing with a lot of the misconceptions that people have about farming. Georgia Commissioner of Agriculture Gary Black tells me, he said, Chip, people love farmers. They're not too sure about farming. So we're trying to clear up some of those gray areas and misconceptions, and we want people to understand the true heart mission that our growers are on. You'll never meet better people. You'll just never meet better people.
Well, that's why you're good people. That's why you're part of our community. That's why we love you and your charisma, the way you tell these stories and you present the farmer's viewpoint. No one else can do it like you, so we thank you for the hard work that you've done, and we look forward to this brand new show. Host of Where the Food Comes From, Chip Carter, with Southeast Produce Weekly, also southeastproduceweekly.com if you want to find out more information. Be sure to catch that premiere on January 20th right here on RFD-TV.